Hello, this is Winston Cunningham. It is May 18th, 2026. And what I'm going to talk about today is something that's been on my mind throughout my life, I guess, is in one way or another, is competing. When I was in school, I was experiencing what it was to be competitive. But the real part of the competitiveness, even then, was in me exploring more of myself. It was not about getting better than somebody else. It was about discovering what I could do. That can I do better than I have been? So coming full circle, I'm 82 and I am working at downloading the information that I will need for approaching my fourth life cycle. And it's a competition with myself. It's to see how I can be a little better. And as far as other people are concerned, I like to observe other people to see how they are improving themselves. And my desire for them is to discover more of themselves. So that's where my attention goes. Taking competition from just the surface level into a deeper level of self-development. Self-development is a big word. And so it's a big enough word that I know that I can't cover much of the whole thing this lifetime. So I've learned, in order to utilize or to better utilize the things that I have developed this time, in order to do that, I have developed a propensity to keep my attention, instead of in the broad spectrum of things. Yes, there's some attention there to gain some perspective, but most of my attention is on focusing in this range that I am involved in this lifetime. Recently, there's had an opportunity to start a new friendship. And so it's a challenge, because this person is functioning at the level that most of the people are functioning at. And I don't want to sound egotistical, but I have risen above that. And so I I'm having to tiptoe a little bit. I don't want to hurt someone's feelings, but I still have to speak truth as I see it. If they haven't developed as much capacity to see truth as I have, then that's just the way it is. And I am most responsible. We are to love others as self, but love self first, because that's the only way you know how to love. So it's a challenge, and I'm learning how to navigate through a new experience that partly I had a need of, and I'm glad that I'm having it. But I still have to be true to myself. I've spent the last 40 years developing what I'm working with, and this is different than what most people have done. And so I cannot just scratch all of that out and go back to the diffusion, the confusion that is part of being attached to the physical existence. And of course, this person that I'm getting acquainted with, she has not had this question in this lifetime. So I don't know how I will handle it. I know that I am not prepared to just throw away everything that I've accomplished in the last 40 years. For any reason. So it's a current experience is I'm having to compete with myself. I'm having to dig a little deeper to find a way to deal with this. And I will find a way. This has been part of my learning that if my intention is to find a way, then I will find a way. Through the help of my own soul. That's critical. And I've talked about that earlier. Many times earlier. Because I'm not alone. Never have been, never will be. And it's almost like everyone exists in my mind on the head of a pin. The same place where I am. Because there's no distance between minds. And a connection with anyone, anywhere requires one thought. And I remind you that Jesus said that every hair on your head is counted. Hair represents conscious thought. So in real terms, what he was saying was that every thought you have is creative. It's not wasted. And I did a talk on distraction or growing. And So I've chosen the distraction, the avenue of growing rather than being distracted. And many people who are distracted may not even know that they are distracted. This is one of the things that a person becomes aware of when they're doing concentration exercises. Because a person really does not know what distracts them. They're just keeping up with the others without really going in here at all. But the real stuff comes from within here. So when my main thing every day is to be better than I was. I mean, to be more aware of myself than I was. Because the quality of experiences gained, or the essence of the quality of experiences gained through each experience. Through each experience. I don't think I needed to talk very much today. It's just that this talk is helping me to clarify my own headspace, because I've been through some. I was having some dental work, and since it was harder to chew, I was not eating salads. I need to be eating for diet purposes. I need to be eating salad or soup in the evening. That's what I decided to do. But as long as I'm in the middle of getting this dental work done, and I think I'm close to the end of it, I'm not sure. I've got an appointment here in a couple of days, and they're making a new partial for the lower. And so I'll be able to eat and I had a dream, and I think I misunderstood it because I didn't really work it. I just kind of glanced at it. But it seemed to be my dream was telling me that I had too much iron. I won't tell you the whole experience, but I went into a phase to where I was just very weak. It didn't make any sense because I recharge 3 times a week and I do some constructive things. But eating properly is something that I'm adding. I've made a lot of progress because I'm losing weight because I have to work with things differently because I'm diabetic. So recently, my experience has caught me by surprise. For about a week, all I wanted to do was sleep. That's all I wanted to do, which made no sense to me on the surface. So I didn't go to my regular doctor, but I I got a blood test coming up later this month from the endocrinologist, but I needed to know more specifically what was going on because I had a cough. I think it was probably the flu or something. And he took when I went to one of these urgent care places. And of course, the only thing that they could check was I told them about my dream, and specifically, I just told them my dream was telling me I had too much iron, and they knew from their experience that that was probably not correct, and their test, when it finally came back a couple of days later, it showed that my iron level was low. So I'm taking supplements 3 times a week to correct that. But as I finish my lower partial, so I can eat normal again, or so I can really eat the food. I'll be getting that together, and I'll pursue some more questions with other doctors and so forth. But so there's always surprises, but there's this. When I first started this dental work, I didn't know it would take very long, so I said, well, it probably won't hurt me to do without the solid for a short period of time. But since salads have most of the iron-rich ingredients like spinach and so forth, my body was depleted. So I hadn't experienced that before. So this is a new experience, and I didn't think it would take this long, the dental work. So I didn't think it'd be that long, and I didn't think my system would suffer if it wasn't too long. But I've been wrong before. So I'm looking to improve myself in the way that I'm one of the dietary things, and getting a teeth fix is part of working with that. And so I'm just now looking forward to the new challenges that will be before me through my fourth major life cycle. And so I'm in the process of downloading at the present time what I will need as I approach this fourth major life cycle and what it involves. And the picture is coming together. And these talks are part of it. So it's critical for me to do these talks because I'm discovering a little bit more about myself. And there's a possibility that hearing this could help someone else. So it's a good thing that I'm doing it. Anyway, at the risk of sounding rambling today, because when the iron was low, I felt so bad that, when the body slows down in this manner, it has been affecting my, brain don't want to work correctly. So I'll get over it. I know that. So I'm getting better. The competition is here, is improving myself and working with other people as I have the opportunity. I like giving, and these talks are an important part of that. And I got over 100 now. This is number 108, I believe. Okay, I'm Winston Cunningham. Thank you.